Death, worship, and human sacrifice. An exclusive look at the cults controlling drug cartels.
When you just
out here.
Cartels flooding our border aren't just about drugs and human trafficking. It's about cults, human sacrifices, worshiping death saints, and exploitation. The Mexican cartels explain away their violent and criminal behavior through cult fanaticism. They follow these narco saints to deflect from their crimes. Many of them follow a cult, Santa Muerte, connected to the criminal underworld. Santa Muerte itself translates to Saint Death or Holy Death. It's represented through a skeletal figure holding a scythe. She's often depicted as a narco saint, meaning one for those involved in the drug cartels. It's a fast-growing cult in Mexico with symbols of it on cars, statues, jewelry, even cupcakes. Not just criminals follow Santa Muerte. Some of the poorer class in Mexico view her more as an all-purpose saint. It's said to have millions of followers, but still Catholic and Protestant churches condemn Santa Muerte. President Felipe Calderon declared her Mexico's enemy and had her shrines for her bulldozed down in 2009. Members of the cult often wear pendants symbolizing the cult for protection. Here's a La Linea operative with a Santa Muerte pendant. Sometimes they get tattoos to give them protection for their crimes. They see it as an offering of skin. Here's a Barrio Azteca drug trafficker with a Santa Muerte tattoo. Some see Santa Muerte as the devil herself, or a fake saint devoted to holy death. Human sacrifice has become popular among the cartels. In many cases, people are killed in Santa Muerte shrines and in the form of rituals, sometimes as an offering to her. They often behead or torture people, and they believe it's all going to be okay. The cartels believe Santa Muerte is protecting them and is still going to take them to heaven no matter what crimes they commit. The Huffington Post reported many believe that she sanctions, if not blesses, such despicable deeds. In 2019, police found over 40 skulls covered in blood, a fetus in a jar, and dozens of bones in what they deemed to be a Santeria ritual meant to help the killers avoid getting arrested in Mexico City. Santeria rituals are often used to give offerings to Santa Muerte. The killers were believed to be part of the La Union Tepito cartel. In 2017, cartel members in jail killed 28 prisoners in the middle of a ritual to Santa Muerte in Acapulco, Mexico, according to Mexican newspaper Reforma. This has been going on for years. In 2008, according to the FBI, Gulf cartel members captured Sinaloa cartel members and killed them at a public Santa Muerte shrine. Law enforcement said they were likely killed as offerings to Santa Muerte. Human sacrifices are seen as offerings to this fake saint. They somehow think the saint is condoning their behavior and is giving them more power in the narco world, making them all the more dangerous. It's not just Santa Muerte that cartel members worship, though. Here's Ovidio Guzman Lopez, son of the infamous El Chapo Guzman, and a Mexican drug lord himself, a high-ranking member of the Sinaloa cartel. His pendant is another narco saint, the Holy Infant of Atocha. He wears his pendant for protection for crimes. Cartel members often use religion as a means of explaining away these crimes. What used to be the notorious Mexican La Familia Michoacana drug cartel used the idea of religion to kill people. Their former leader, Nazario Moreno Gonzalez, preached that they were allowed to behead their enemies because it's their divine right to get rid of them, divine justice. It has now been reconstituted as Los Caballeros Templarios, still using the idea of religion to control their members. These cults cartel members are in make them even more dangerous and more ruthless. These are the people we're letting into our country with our open borders policies. Here to tell us more, host of No Agenda on Fox Nation, Lara Logan. First, we just want to thank Lara for doing a lot of the investigation that revealed what we just told you about. Lara, thank you for that, and tell us why Americans need to understand the cult angle to the cartel crisis.
Well, this is a bottom-up phenomenon within the cults, Jesse, and it dates right back to the Aztecs, who were never really conquered by the Spanish on military tactics alone. It was smallpox that decimated them. And so this is left over from the ancient Aztec religions. And it's a way that, cult capos and squad leaders, if you like, use to recruit and also to keep these guys under their control, and also to justify the things that they do. It's like human sacrifices of old. They would play a game that was a cross between lacrosse and basketball, and the victor would slice the head of the loser's, team. And there were sacrifices that were done by their gods. And those are the kind of things that you see, and a lot of these killings happen around these shrines, like the shrine of Santa Muerte.
So this is an indigenous cult that goes back centuries. Does that give the cartel a firmer grip on the lower class that they smuggle across?
Well, there's a distinction between the people and the cartel, and the way the people worship these saints and the way the cartels use them. Because for the people, it's part of folklore, it's part of culture. It's also what's there for you when institutions like the Catholic Church or like, the government, when they forsake you and abandon you. Who never forsakes you, right? It's the saints that you believe in. But with the cartels, it's much more important, because when you've got cartel members who are going to prison, how do you keep them loyal? One way is the tattoos, which are sometimes known as sacrifices of the flesh, and you're giving up your flesh to the gods so that they look after you. So yes, does it give them power and control over the people? Of course. But what gives you more power and control than the combination of this sort of deep faith and the worst, most terrible and terrifying tactics of violence that you can ever imagine? Like, for example, cutting out the heart of a young girl while she's still alive.
And they use that to justify their killings and, I guess, keep the rest of the cartel soldiers in line to make them believe that this is sanctioned and this is okay. Right. So does the Biden administration understand the intelligence of this? I mean, you're coming at this from a really granular angle, very detailed, very well explained. Do they have a strategy to combat the cult phenomenon with the cartels? Because essentially we're having a cult control our own border.
Yes, the strategy is open the border and let them all come in and do whatever they want and make as much money as they want, pour drugs into the country, use the children that they're bringing across the border for whatever reasons they want. And why do I say that? Well, because if you ask the cartel leaders, that's what they'll tell you, right? I spoke to one just recently, and I asked him about the unaccompanied minors coming across the border, and I said, what is this? And he said, it's our workforce. I said, what work will they do? And he said, well, some of them will sell drugs, and some will do ordinary jobs, and some of them will do the things that nobody wants to imagine. I said, what, like child porn? He said, yes. Child prostitution, yes.
Oh, God.
And even child snuff videos. So, I mean, if the Biden administration knows everything that you and I are talking about, none of this is secret, Jesse. It's not like, it's not like you can't research and find out about the cartels. It's not like the FBI hasn't documented this. It's not like, anyone following the cartels doesn't know about this. It's a growing phenomenon within the ranks of the cartels, because as they become more powerful and they have more to lose, it becomes more important to control both the cartel members and the population around them.
I'm just shocked that this administration is allowing the importation of underage children from Central America to participate in snuff videos. Lara Logan, everyone go watch her Fox Nation specials. You're going to really see some stuff that no one else has been able to uncover. Thank you very much for digging into that, Lara. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Jesse.
Is liberalism a mental disorder? A psychiatrist next to analyze